Mom, last time we were together, you talked a little bit about Judy as a girl and a young woman before she got married. And I thought we'd like to hear a little bit about Bob, who came along 1943, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he was a busy little boy and always had to sit. He was smaller than most kids his age. And in all the school pictures, he had to sit in the front row.
Well,
And always had his knees sticking out there and patches on the knees
oh.
and worn spots if it wasn't quite through yet, on his knees.
Yeah.
As I say, he was busy, and sometimes he'd be at the playground and somebody would dare him to, or say, I bet you can't hit the top floor of the building. It was a 3-story building. So he picked up a rock off the playground, and of course he hit it. Not only hit it, but he broke it.
Oh, the window.
The window
Oh.
on the 3rd floor
Of the school? Or?
of the school with the playground full of kids.
Uh-huh.
And everybody's going to tell on him, but
Yeah.
he was always doing things like that. And then he'd come and just hang around me until I finally found out what was wrong.
Oh.
I could never keep him in a tricycle. I'd get the best ones I could buy, and he still would go up and down curbs and run into things. And first thing you know, the wheels are all wobbly, and he enjoyed his bicycles. Of course, I decided when kids started riding bicycles, you might as well kiss them goodbye because you didn't know where they were going.
Yeah.
But he was lucky. He told me later, much, much later, that somebody almost backed into him coming out of a parking place.
Oh.
But he got out of the way fast enough. So,
Was he involved in sports as a kid, or what did he like to do?
well, he liked to play baseball. So the city or somebody had a little league that he could play baseball in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And then I used to go down to pick up Bob at 5 o'clock, so he had to play in the afternoon. His dad had been such a mischievous little boy that he always believed if anything happened in the neighborhood that Bob must have done it.
Oh.
So,
Well, was he a good student as a elementary
well,
kid?
he was a good student, but when he got to junior high, I was always after him if he got a B- or a C+. I thought that wasn't good enough.
Mm.
And he always came back with, you always compare me with Judy.
Well,
just
yeah.
'cause she got good grades, you think I should get good grades. So I quit talking right then, but I went up to school and talked to a counselor. And he looked up his IQ. He said, you can talk all you want.
Oh, I think Bob had a 3rd grade teacher that.
Yeah. Well, she saw me in the hall at the end of school once. I don't know, I was up there about PTA or something. And she came out in the hall and just wondered if she had my permission to straighten Bob out. And I said, sure, I've been trying for a good many years. She said, well, it might take some spanking. I said, help yourself. He won't care. So Anyway,
So, was she successful? Did you straighten him out?
not that I could tell. I don't know.
Funny.
But he was in the 6th grade, remember. And he had a man teacher, and I thought, oh, how good that is.
Yeah.
He's needed a man teacher. And I was up there visiting once, and as the kids left the room, the man teacher stood at the door.
Mm-hmm.
As they went out, each one flipped his tie up into his face.
Oh my gosh.
And this lady, this aunt, a retired teacher sitting by me, just couldn't believe it. She said they might as well have stayed home and raked leaves. So I always remember that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he had a woman teacher, and I went out and was up there one day, and as the kids went out, she said, oh, I must tell you, Bob's such a smart kid.
Yeah.
She had been wanting to teach him a song, but it was too high or too low key.
Uh-huh.
And she said Bob had been taking trumpet lessons. He spoke up. He said, you want it in a different key? I'll transpose that for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he put it just where she wanted it.
Wow.
He must have learned how from his trumpet lessons.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, he had a beautiful singing voice. When did he get involved in the
Well,
voice choir?
I didn't realize he could sing. But he had two friends. He came home one day, and he had a friend who was in the Lincoln Boys Choir.
Yeah.
And he said to Bob, why don't you go with me? Because I'm just sure they would want you in the choir or something. So Bob started singing down there with them and had nice trips.
Yeah. Well, any stories from Bob's high school days?
Oh, yeah. Well, he had a friend whose father had a big hardware store in College View. And when they were in what's called middle school now, right after Southeast High had opened up,
Yeah.
with a swimming pool, and someone had brought a key to the building up to the hardware store to have some copies made.
Uh-oh.
So, of course, Bob's friend made an extra one for
Oh.
himself. Had it one weekend and decided that there was that swimming pool in the building.
gosh.
They should just go swimming.
Oh.
So they did, and they got caught. And
Well,
part of their punishment was they couldn't leave the building. So they sat outside on a bench it was made of bricks, the same as the wall.
mm-hmm.
That was part of the building.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't leave the grounds, but they did go out and sit on these benches. And so they were punished for that.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, and of course Bob didn't think that was fair
Yeah.
because it was part of the building.
Yeah.
They hadn't left the building. So anyway, he was just full of stuff.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, we sure do miss him,
Yeah,
don't we?
we sure do.
Yeah. Well, I think that's about all for today, Mom.
Okay,
Okay.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.